Hi students, in this video we are going to learn very important concept in mathematics. If you understand this concept, then only you will understand important concepts in 12th standard, that is integral calculus, differential calculus, limits and those chapters. This chapter plays very important role in engineering mathematics. Hence, I request you to pay attention to this video. Now we will get into the concept functions. Before I read this definition of functions, I will explain in general what is the function in mathematics. After that, when we come to the definition, mathematical definition of function, we will have clear idea about it. You just assume function as a calculator, mathematical calculator. Here we are giving inputs to the calculator and the calculator does mathematical function. Here input is denoted as x. Instead of writing each time input 1, input 2, input 3, we are just representing it in a short form, that is x. Please always remember that normally we use this small x to denote input. So this input goes inside this mathematical function, that is calculator. Here some mathematical function is happening, then some mathematical function is done. So x is going as an input to the function f, and so after getting inside this mathematical calculator, some mathematical operation is done, and then the input x will be converted as f of x. That is, after completing the mathematical operation, the x will turn into f of x. That will come as an output, f of x. So f of x is an output. Normally what we do is we denote this f of x output as y. So input is denoted as x, output f of x is denoted as y. So this is the basic information about f of x. But if you observe it, it has to satisfy some mathematical condition to get eligible as a function. The first one is, when we give valid input, the mathematical calculator must produce output. When we give valid input, if it does not produce mathematical output, then this cannot be considered as the function. So a relation can be qualified as function only when it produces output to the every valid input. If we give valid input, it does not produce output, means it cannot be considered as a function. And the second important point is, when we give valid input to the function, it must produce unique output. Unique output means it has to give the same output wherever we give the same input. If we give the same input for a different point of time, if it produces different output for it, means definitely it cannot be considered as a mathematical calculator. For example, if we feed the input to the mathematical calculator as 2 plus 3, means it must produce the output as 5. Again I repeat it, when we give 2 plus 3 as an input, means the mathematical calculator must produce the output 5. At 11 o'clock it cannot give 5, at 12 o'clock it cannot give 6. So if it gives like this, means we will not consider that machine as perfect mathematical calculator. Hence every valid input must produce the same output wherever we give. The same output is denoted as unique output. So you just look at this, every valid input must produce unique output. That means only one output wherever we give the input. It should not produce two different outputs for the same input. I hope you understand this point. Next point is, if output is not produced when valid input is given, means it cannot be considered as a function. I hope you understand these two easy points. Keeping these 2 points in your mind, when we go to the mathematical definition of function, you will be in the position to understand it. Now I am just reading the definition and then I will explain it to you. Let A and B be two non-empty sets. Here we are given set A and set B. Then a relation F. We know what is the meaning of relation. Relation is the subset of Cartesian product of A cross B. Here two sets A and B are given, hence Cartesian subset of Cartesian product of A cross B is known as relation. That relation is named as F here. That relation starts from A to B, that is A cross B. Right, it is not B cross A. I repeat it again, it is not B cross A because it starts from A and it goes to B. Hence, it is F is a relation, that is the subset of Cartesian product. Here it goes from A to B. Hence, we should consider A cross B is called a function. Actually, it is a subset of Cartesian product A and B. And that relation will be qualified as a function if every element in A, that is, this is the input set, every element in A has a unique image in B. That means every element in A means a set A contains all the inputs. When all the inputs means all the valid inputs, right? Every valid inputs has a unique image in B means it produces unique output in set B. Actually, all the outputs will be formed as a set. That set is denoted as B here, and the input set, all the valid inputs are put into a set. That set is called as A. Hence, every valid input that is in set A has a unique image. That means it produces unique output in B. So here image means the output of the valid input, each output. Then we write function F from set A to set B. Actually, function is just one type of relation. Thus, a relation F from A to B is a function if domain of F is equal to A. We already learnt that domain is the first coordinate in the ordered pairs. Here it is considered as set of all inputs, and no distinct ordered pairs in F has the same first coordinate. It means that two same first coordinate means same input should not have two distinct ordered pairs. No two distinct ordered pairs ordered pair in F have the same first coordinate means the same input should not produce two different outputs. I repeat it, same input should not produce two different outputs. That is what they convey here. No two distinct ordered pairs. Or distinct ordered means different ordered pairs. For example, here 5 is there, 6 is there as an output, and it cannot be like this. It means that set of all first coordinates comes from set A. It means that it is an input. When this input 2 is given to some function, it produces the output. Again, if you look at this, again 2 is given as an input, and for the same function it produces the output 6. It is not allowed. We already learnt that same valid input should not produce two different outputs. It has to produce same output. Every input must produce only one output. It cannot produce two different outputs. That is what they say. Here y coordinate means, as I said, it is an output because normally outputs are denoted as y. Hence, this is x coordinate. X coordinate means input. Y coordinate means here output. 2 produces the output. Here again 2 produces the output 6 means one input produces two different outputs. Hence it cannot be considered as a function. That's why they say that no two distinct ordered pairs in F. F is a set which contains all these elements, right? No two distinct ordered pairs in F have the same first coordinate. That is the meaning of it. I hope you understand this. Next one is, if A comma B is an element, this ordered pair is a element of set F means we write f of A is equal to B. It means that I already told you that x coordinate is the input, y coordinate is the output. Here x coordinate is given as an input for the function f. Hence it is written as f of A. After A enters into the function, some mathematical operation is done there. After that it becomes f of a. That f of a comes as an output. That output is y coordinate. That's why they say that f of a is equal to b. Here b is called the image of a under f. It means that b is the output produced by the input a under the particular function. Image means output. Here b is the image of a, means when a is given as an output, b is produced. Hence b is called image, that is output. Image means output. Here b is the output, that hence b is the image of input a under the particular function f. And a is called the pre-image of a. Pre-image means input. A is called the input of b. I hope you understand this. It is mathematically written as, if f is a function from set a to set b, then domain of f is a. Domain contains set of all valid inputs. And b is the codomain, but range of f is the subset of function. Range means set of all output. Range of f is a set which contains all the outputs produced by the input set a. But b is called as codomain. Codomain means it can have extra elements. Other than output, it can have extra elements, but range must contain only the output produced by this function f when set a elements are given as an input. I hope you understand the explanation of the functions concept. It is very, very important. Most of the 12th standard concept, very important concepts, are based on this functions concept. Hence understanding this concept is very, very important. With this, I am completing this video. In the next video, we will solve problems related to functions. Thank you, students. Thanks for your cooperation.